something that people will somewhat recognize today, that there are times when the White House and the Federal Reserve are at loggerheads, and it can burst into the open in unexpected ways. You gave the example of the Truman administration. There was stuff during the Johnson administration, the Nixon administration, even Reagan had his problems with the Federal Reserve Board. How have those things worked out generally?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's not in statute or in hard law that you can't pressure the Fed. It's just a political norm. The fact of the matter is that the Fed's structure could be altered by Congress, at their pleasure. And so the Congress and the political system has always had the ability to threaten changes to the charter of the Federal Reserve System in ways the Federal Reserve System wouldn't like and would disapprove of. It always has the option of threatening that in order to get what it wants. That's happened. History is replete with that. If the Fed lowers interest rates, it's going to provide a short-term stimulus to economic activity, but at the cost of longer run accelerating inflation as demand rises more rapidly than supply and inflation pressures emerge. And that's the balance the Fed has to strike. Politicians tend to have a short time horizon. They tend to think in terms of the next election. That came up in with under Johnson. He wanted to finance the Vietnam War. He didn't want Congress to take away his Great Society program, so he wanted to downplay, the inflationary pressures, but he also wanted to keep interest rates low. If interest rates rose, Congress would point to that and say, "Well, look, we gotta cut back on Great Society programs in order to finance Vietnam." That really put Johnson in a bind.